Good morning, imps. Breathe the blue imp here, gave me the baby, and today we're playing Minecraft. Why isn't that loading in? Anyways, we're in the Gaming with Family world. I just finished playing the Jurassic World one, which I'm not sure. Oh, that is loaded in. That's just the floor lit up. Hee, I forgot. Oh, I was gonna bone meal. I was gonna bone meal my flower field and finish that up. Okay, that's why I was standing over there with this. That makes sense. Anyways, I was just playing the Jurassic World ones, which I don't think I'm gonna continue. Actually, it depends on where I'm putting this. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue the Jurassic World ones because it feels a little bit overpowered and I don't want to put it on easy, but I mean, that might just be me. Yeah, so, I'm going to be playing this for a little bit to calm down because I said the Jurassic one is super duper stressful, a lot of fun, but it gets my adrenaline pumping and adrenaline on an empty stomach is not a good combination. I feel like I'm about to pass out, but I'll probably be fine. Let's go plant some flowers. And do something so peaceful. Oh, okay, so I wrote on my phone topics that I want to talk about, like real topics, you know, things that are important to me. And one, it popped up recently that made me really upset. Okay, where do I start? First, there's oh! No! Stand up. There's a dog in this field. Hold on, we gotta move the dog. But anyways, my daughter's birthday's coming up, so I was working on, you know, I draw a lot. I mean, you guys see that I draw the thumbnails. But anyway, so I was drawing the invitations I want to send out to my friends and family to invite them to her birthday party. Yay, happy birthday, she's turning 2, so happy. Anyway, so I did like a rough pencil draft, and I sent it to, just saying, hey, this is a rough draft to, like, some friends of mine. I kind of hope they didn't, they don't watch my videos, I don't think they're going to find this. But anyways, I didn't mean to hit the grass! Anyways, I sent the rough draft to, I'm in like a group chat with a few of my friends. But anyway, I sent the rough draft, which is just in pencil, right? And they immediately sent it back. AI colored in. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I very much hate, despise, and loathe AI and everything. It's that AI, you know, art. There's certain AI things that I don't mind too much because it's kind of beneficial, but the art one is just insane because, I mean, art is imagination and it's emotion, and AI can never ever have that because it's literally just taking from other things and making the thing, you know? It needs artists in order to make art, and that's not an artist. That's not art if you can only create off of someone else's creation constantly. Nothing is original. Anyways, they sent that back, and I immediately got mad and said, no, don't feed my work to the AI machine or whatever I said, and they apologized and all that, but, and I said, okay. So I never mentioned to my friends exactly how much I hate and despise AI art. The fact that it's being used for art is incredibly infuriating because I'm like, getting into the art world and making it profitable is already hard enough, and then you're gonna make this shit, and so now people are just like, I just use AI. I'm like, no, it's totally different, and also it's very unethical and bad for the environment, and it's theft of real artists that worked that hard to make the thing, and now you're just gonna steal it from them for free and say that you made it because you couldn't be bothered to actually pencil to paper and like learn the skill. But anyways, so okay, I never told them how much I hated it. I know this friend uses AI art a lot for when they're making like flyers and stuff, and I don't say anything because sure, I hate AI, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stomp on someone in real life if they're using it. As long as they're not asking my opinion on how does it look, I would probably say, well, it looks like shit because it's AI. So yeah, if they're not asking my opinion and they're just like, look what I made, I'm like, oh, I'll literally just say, oh. I'm not gonna say it looks cool or anything because it doesn't, and I can tell. But I hate it, but I also don't want to hurt people you know, that are close to me about it. So anyways, I had to just like excuse myself from, well, I didn't excuse myself, I just kind of turned my phone over and stopped looking at the group chat because I was still so incredibly pissed that they would do that to me. And like, taking away all the ethical stuff with AI, it's just like, I show you something cool and then you're just immediately like, hey, I can make it better. I'm like, no. And their reasoning was that they were excited and couldn't wait to see it color. I was like, well, fucking wait. to see it colored in. I said this is a rough draft, which means the real one is coming soon. Or take the time to put it on paint and color it yourself. I just really hated that they just immediately did that, and now that just makes me hesitant to like share any other artwork with that friend ever. Because I don't know, for me that kind of put a crack cracked the trust a bit. And I'm gonna have a video about trust and how it works for me, and how once you lose my trust, it's impossible to get it back. Because, or it's okay, not impossible, but it takes a long time to rebuild if someone has done something where I lose trust in them. It's very, very difficult for anyone to get it back. Wait, have I had? Yeah, actually, I don't think I met anyone that broke my trust and then were able to get it back. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, no, it pissed me all the way off, but at the same time, I felt like I couldn't just berate and yell at them because they didn't know how much I absolutely hated and despised everything that AI does and stands for. So I couldn't directly, I mean, I was pissed that it happened, but I have the sense not to just screech at them, how dare they do this, because they didn't know that I was like this. It was something that I didn't bring up because I noticed how much they used it, so I wasn't about to just go absolutely insane and stand on my soapbox and screech to the heavens about it. I'm a reasonable person sometimes. Yeah, so that made it, I just stopped talking in the group chat for a little bit because I was mad as hell. I need more yellow flowers. Let me get the yellow working. I might need to just take one or two and put them over here. Yeah, so now that I feel like that incident has definitely shifted how I feel about the relationship. I mean, there's already been other things that made me question things, but that for me was like really huge, because why did you feel the need to do that? That was highly unnecessary. And then I also wondered, am I overreacting? Do I feel the right to be mad? And then my roommate, who's also my friend now, she's an amazing human being. Anyways, she's like, no, you definitely have a right to how you felt. And that also was like, yeah, why did they feel the need to do that? I guess also coming from another artiste, it's just like that was unnecessary and wasn't needed. Just be patient and see the final product. And if you wanted to, see the AI colored in version, go ahead, but don't send it to me. Because now it made me so mad that I don't even want to use the colors that were in the AI image, which was like it was a T-Rex, the long neck one, and the one with spikes on his back. But anyway, I can't remember the colors because I deleted it from my phone and just like everything, because I didn't want to see it and I didn't like and it changed my art style slightly. That's another thing that pisses me off. I'm like, no, stop. Why? Anyways, let me plant that flower over here because I just realized there's like none of it on this area. More blue, please. But yeah, it changed. It was fed to the machine. Why would you do that? I'm so mad. It doesn't sound like I'm mad because just yeah, words are failing me. That's when I'm mad, Yeah, no, it pissed me off and definitely made me like think differently about the relationship by a lot, or in sharing art with certain friends. So I definitely will probably, I won't be sharing art with a friend anymore because I don't know anymore what they'll do. And it just, now that I have that memory of, dang it, hold on, maybe we could just, oh, it would have been horrifying if I just like dropped forever. Ooh, that would have been bad. Anyways, we're just gonna leave that hollow. Problem solved! Flower. Yeah, so that's what happened the other day. I'm still very much pissed about it, and I guess also hurt because they just immediately, oh, let me make it better. That's what it felt like. I should, anyway, I show something that I'm working on, and you're just immediately like, oh, I'm gonna do this with it. I'm like, you didn't even ask. That's the other part. There was no asking involved, and they said, oh, I should have asked, and I almost replied, there's no point in asking, because the answer will always be no if it's AI. But I I was trying to be reasonable human being and not absolutely lose all my shit and just screech like a gosh darn banshee at him, because, you know, I don't want to completely destroy the friendship. But with that friend in particular, I think that's like crack number 2 of the. Actually, no, that because I mean, there's scratches in. Okay, I don't want to just scratch because I want to go into detail about how I view trust in a different video. But I mean, we'll go a little bit in this one because we have time. But anyways, I view trust, at least the way is for me, is it's like a glass, just like a drinking glass, if that helps. There's scratches in it from, you know, things and stuff, but that's fine. But once a crack forms in glass, it tends to grow. So when you break the trust, that's the crack. And then if it cracks too many times, it shatters. And yes, theoretically, you could put a glass cup back together with those pieces. But there will always be little bits missing, and it'll never ever look the same. That is basically how me giving people my trust, or, you know, that's how it feels for me. So if you fully break my trust, it never comes back the same, if at all. Am I an overly suspicious person? Mayhaps. But when I decide to trust and believe someone, I fully trust and believe in them, and I support them in what they do, and I feel like I'm a good friend. Am I kind of bad at remembering things? Yes. I'm not gonna lie. I've forgotten my friend's kid's birthday party, and they were mad about that, and I apologized. And I mean, they're allowed to be mad about it, because I'm not going to say you can't be mad about that, but they also very much know that I have a shit memory ever since having a kid. And I've said it multiple times that I apologize. My memory is I'm really working on it. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. After I had a baby, it's just like, well, the frustrating thing about my sudden memory shift is that it's not just important, you know, like, some people seem to conveniently only forget, like, boring things and bills. No, I forget fun things, which is very infuriating. I forget, like, everything. The only things I remember are all the things to make sure my child stays alive and well, so I think that's where all my brain power is going at the moment. But yeah, so I mean, again, I'm not going to say someone doesn't have a right to be mad at me because I forget everything. But, I mean, that is, I guess, part of being. I don't feel like that's something that would ruin the trust. It would just mean I would have to, because, okay, my other friend is aware that my memory is absolute shit. So when she invited me to her kid's birthday party, she gave me a physical invitation. She said, "There, you can stick it on your fridge because I know you because you forget everything." And I busted out laughing. I was like, "Rude!" And she's like, "You do." I was like, "I'm kidding." And the rude part was just a joke. Because then 2 days later, I think I already said this, but 2 days later, I texted her and I said, "I forgot to put it on the fridge." And we laughed about it. Because we all know how my brain works, so it's kind of amusing. And, you know, she took the extra step because she really wanted me there to, what's the word I'm looking for, accommodate for my memory issue. And so it's still on the fridge. We've since gone to the party. I don't know why it's still in the fridge, but it is. It's probably because I forgot to take it down. Yeah. So there's that. You know, I don't expect any friend to be perfect, but what was I don't even remember where I was going with this, speaking of bad memory, but yeah, so my trust is, when it's there, it's solid, it's reliable, and I will go out of my way to make sure my friends and the ones I love are okay. It could get scratches on it, that's fine. You know, they just like add a little bit of spice to the friendship. But once it gets cracks, that's different. That's not just minor things, that's a big thing. Cracks in the trust glass should be taken incredibly seriously, because there's no putting them back. You can mend it, you can put stuff on to like seal the crack up, but it's always still going to be there. And then the surface, you know, like if someone does something to break my trust, I'll always remember that thing, and it'll always be in the back of my head as I'm interacting with them. And it kind of sucks that my brain is like that. But that's how it is. I say my memory is shit, but when it comes to stuff like that, no, it'll dredge it up. I'm not even aware that I remembered something that they did. And it'll just pop up when a contradiction to something else they said appears. Like they say one thing, and I'm like, but didn't you say the other thing 13 months ago on a Saturday? And I'm like, why do I remember that? I don't know. Yeah, so it kind of sucks. Did that happen? because that just paints another, I guess, picture on the type of person that they are, which I'm not a bad person, but I'm realizing more and more they're not as much as a match for me for a deep friendship as I thought. Friends, yeah, I feel like I'll probably always be friends with this person, but I'm finding it harder and harder to have deep, meaningful conversation with this person, I should say. My other friend, we hit deep, meaningful, which is great. But I mean, for me, I need more than just surface level friendship. Otherwise, what's the point? You know? I want a deep, meaningful, lasting friendship, and I don't need a ton of friends to do that. I wouldn't mind just like a little handful. Actually, just one, but a handful of just like deep, meaningful friendships. That's all you really need. You don't need a massive crowd or a ginormous community, at least I don't. I mean, maybe other people need that, sure, but I mean, I'm glad I don't need that, because that's a lot of work. Who would have hard enough time keeping track of the friends I do talk to? Oh my gosh, speaking of, there's one that I keep constantly forgetting to text, but she also forgets to text, so we just kind of laugh about that, about how bad we are at communicating, and that's okay. I mean, we both have kids. Well, I only have one, but still. We both have kids, so we understand life gets busy, stuff gets hard, and things get forgotten. The only thing that doesn't get forgotten is taking care of your babies, which is all that really matters. But, you know, it's still fun to reach out as adult friendships and all that. But, yeah, so that's something that really, really pissed me off, but also just, like, hurt a lot. I didn't realize that it was also hurt that I was feeling. I thought I was just pissed, but no, I was genuinely hurt that they felt the need to do that. Like, here's something that I'm working on, and they're like, oh, I'll make it better. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. No, don't do that. Yeah, so, I mean, in case it wasn't clear before, I hate AI, quote-unquote, art. It is not art, it is theft. Stop stealing. If your excuse for why if your excuse is I don't have the time to learn this skill, quit lying. If you put your phone down and if you only used your phone for work, your cell phone, and didn't just scroll or check messages on social media or even check messages to friends, you would have so much more time to learn the skill. So I don't want to hear that bullshit of, I don't have the time. Bullshit! You have the time. You just don't want to make it. And you don't want to go through the pain and learning process of learning the skill. It's not going to be instant. It's not going to be immediate. It's not going to be easy. Actually, for some people, it might. You don't know if you might have the knack to learn it, but also it doesn't. Let's be on the grass. That's like my last meal. But anyways, you don't know if you'll get good at it. And also, art's not supposed to. I think I commented this on someone's like Instagram because they were talking about how people were saying, oh, I'm not good at it, or it's not good, so that's why they use AI. And I'm like, art's not supposed to be good. It's supposed to be meaningful. It doesn't need to look amazing. It just has to mean something to you. Or whether or not that was just stress relief or just like a little thing for funsies. But there's this obsession of, it doesn't look good, so I'm not going to try. No, it's not supposed to look good. I mean, look at my art style. It's super cartoonish. I love it. And that's all that matters, is that I love it. I've had multiple, when I was working on a webtoon, I've had multiple people say my art looks weird, or they don't like it, or it's not realistic. And well, the not realistic one that actually made me laugh, because I'm like, what part of my art makes you think I'm trying to make it look realistic? Their heads are the size of melons, and their ankles and wrists are so super tiny. The hands, it's cartoonish. Cartoonish / a little bit of anime inspired. But that's my art style. I'm not trying to make it look realistic. I don't know why someone would think I'm trying to make it look realistic. Do I have more bone meal in this? Because this field looks amazing, but it's still not filled. I see bald spots. But yeah, art is about feeling. And that's why AI will never, ever actually be able to do it. Because it doesn't feel and it doesn't actually think. It can't create, it can't imagine. And that's another thing that drives me nuts about it, is that the friend used that because they wanted to see what it looked like colored in. I'm like, use your imagination. I'm not trying to be condescending or anything, but I'm like, it literally just colored them in. You couldn't imagine what it would look like green on your, ow! That would have been unfortunate. Good thing I didn't fall too far. But anyway, you couldn't imagine what it would look like green on your own? It's not hard. See, it just feels so lazy. But I also feel like it's partially laziness and partially they just want quick free compliments. Maybe I'm overreaching with that one, but actually no, a lot of the people who do use it, they want a quick free compliment and internet kudos or whatever the heck people want from this thing. But just create, guys. Please. Art is what brings joy into the world. It's self-expression. It's creativity, and without creativity, this world would be incredibly depressing. Without creativity, we wouldn't have half the things we do have. All of that involves creativity. But I feel like people are forgetting that, and they're like relying on, that's another thing. Don't rely on AI for these things. It's diminishing your ability to think, and that's a horrifying thought, which I feel like a lot of people don't really fully grasp how absolutely horrifying that is. Something is taking your ability away to think. You don't think it's taking it away because it's not aggressively pulling it away from you. But no, it's making you rely on it. And that slow reliance means that you no longer have to do it for yourself. And eventually, when you don't exercise a muscle, your brain's a muscle, it dwindles and dies. I don't mean to explain this like people are idiots, but a lot of people are. Can you tell I'm passionate about this? Yeah, and don't. The big companies or whatever you want to call them, they're already taking so much in the sake of making a buck. Don't let them take away you. Don't let them take away your creativity, your individuality. Don't let them take away what makes you you. Because then that'd be a really sad world to live in. But hey, looks like that's all the time we have for today. I want to thank everyone so much for watching. Remember to share this video with everyone you know, love, and hate. Wash those bubblish, beautiful, bountiful butt cheeks. I struggled on that one. And we'll see you in the next one. Love you, smooches. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Okay, bye-bye now. That was a little bit more serious than normal, wasn't it?